So here we are, ladies and gentlemen, game number 1 of a best of 3. It's the quarterfinals of Go for SC2 Monday. And we've got two awesome Zerg players. The first map's Overgrowth, and spawning to the lower left, representing AT, it is Elazer. And his opponent to the top right, he represents Vega Squadron, Mr. JonnyREcco. I don't know why I did such a weird introduction there. I'm sorry, I do weird things sometimes, I can't help it. I've also realised my feet are cold, so I've gone for a little mission. No one can actually see me, but the reason the camera isn't moving is because my slippers were just out of reach. And that's really bad for me, because then my feet are cold. Anyway, this game, what have we got going on? Elazer is going aggressive. Early pool coming down, early gas coming down. This could be a lot of speedlings, super fast. Could be some kind of like 2-hatch speedling all in, depending if we see the hatchery. Could be a ling baneling all in with speed off of 1 base. That's a potential option too. Could be a ling baneling all in off of 2 bases. That's also a possibility. Could just be some zergling pressure with speed following on the back of it. Also something that can be. Golden used this earlier on this evening in his first map, where he was playing up against, if I check this, K2. It worked really well for him. He actually won that game, and that was on Frost, not Overgrowth, which is a much smaller map. Baneling Nest on its way, so it's a Zergling Baneling all in. No speed is going to be seen. Rico really far behind in his spawning pool time. It's only just now started, and he's just spotted that a whole heap of lings are running towards him. Unfortunately, there ain't too much you can do. Just checking there in case there's any spine crawlers. Pretty much the best bet you've got is make sure no spines are being made, because that could really wreck your day. Couple more lings, just bounding up. Rico ideally wants them to stop and attack this hatchery. Buys him some time. 3 going to come up into the main base. Now the drones may try and duke it out here. If they get a favourable position, if they minimal walk well, they can actually trade against 3 lings. Okay. But they back out. Cancels the natural base, sees the banelings now morphing in, and this is where the concern comes. 2 spines instantly started, the correct response to this. A 3rd spine also on its way. Rico knows that if he holds this without taking many drone losses, he's okay. The banelings really do pose the biggest threat though. All those lings, then he ran straight into them. Nice detonation there. A couple of lings. 2 big detonations come through, and Rico is going to lose a fair few drones immediately. Down to 6. One of the spine crawlers gets taken down. That's frustrating. Another one probably going to have to get cancelled. At least the drone stays alive. In comes the queen now. More lings coming across the map, and Rico is in a really tough spot. He's down in overall supply. His spine and queen are done. But behind this, Elazer, he's just adding in more drones still. As this stands, Rico is going to need to actually pull off a bit of a miracle right now. He can probably stop any further aggression. Well, definitely can, because there's no more lings coming down. But is he able to catch up in the drone count? He's at 6 compared to 11. And Elazer does have the map control for the moment. However, Rico had the better economy early on, so that somewhat levels things out, but I'm just not sure it's going to be enough. Rico really struggling with lava, got a couple more in now. Deciding to go for a few extra lings, seeing these banelings come forward. And it's the banelings that are really the threat. The queen going to be trying to pick those off. Kiting backwards to that nice little brick. In come more banelings though. If these get a good detonation, it could all be over. One goes down, the second one detonates. The queen dies. That's an annoying loss. But Rico should now be able to hold. Adds in a drone. Back at Elazer's base, 6 more zerglings on their way. This overlord for JonnyREcco is probably the hero of his game. It may not seem it, but this being in a position where I can see lings coming through is so incredibly important. Quite surprised it hasn't moved up more, just to be able to see if the hatch has been made. But just staying back for the moment. Rico preparing to counterattack. He's up to a near level number of workers again. And he's just going to get a little bit behind in terms of his natural base. But overall ling counts, 8 and 8. So the queen for Elazer should deter Rico from moving in. That added amount of damage should be just enough in order to just basically swing it in his favour. So Rico pulls back for the moment. Doesn't have a new queen coming out. This is frustrating for him. Doesn't quite have the minerals for it. Instantly starting that. And getting that queen picked off is such a real painful loss. It hits you right in your special place, because the queen, the inject is where its real benefit is. And if you're losing 4 lava per 40 seconds, It is just staggering how quickly that adds up for a Zerg player in a ZvZ. You need it. It's essential. And without it, REcco can't actually keep up production because basically Elazer has 8 more lings out per 40 seconds and still matches the same drone count as REcco. Little engagement coming down here. Overall, ling count is nearly identical. It's being microed around well. Elazer coming out a little bit better here. But, actually, sorry, REcco coming out a little bit better there. Instantly, REcco starts up as natural. But this is only just starting as his opponent has finished. Elazer continuing on the aggression, adding in a few more lings of his own, a lot more actually. And these are soon going to have speed. Again, because of the early aggression, REcco, he doesn't have speed yet. He's only just starting that, pulls the drones back out of gas. And it's another very tough hold, soon to be apparent for REcco here. Also, should have a good indicator that it's coming. Hasn't seen any drones at this natural base, but without the Baneling nest down, that's just beginning as we speak, it's going to be mighty hard to hold this. REcco's done a fantastic job though, staying in this game from where he is. I just don't know how much longer he can do it. He needs to do some incredible stuff. And without Banelings engaging up against Speedlings and Banelings, just Slowlings, is going to be ridiculously hard. Some great things that are happening though is this Queen position precisely where it needs to be. Minimizing the surface area, preventing the Speedlings from surrounding. Cancel now comes down. Behind this, Elazer adding in some more drones now. He's got a fairly substantial lead there. Couple of additional Banelings morphing in, but REcco's trying to get his own now. It's going to be tough to hold though. Good Baneling detonations coming through here. A lot of drones getting very low. The Spine Crawler is still doing some good work, but Gratz and Elazer will take map number 1 of this best of 3.